So we tried to translate ADHL in French, so we think it could be Bibliothèque numérique africaine en santé. Donc, in brief, BNAS. So hence the URL of our prototype. The address is here. So our implementation plan in Mali is first to set up a repository, Dspace, and to migrate the digital content we have, beginning with the thesis and the dissertation from the university. And then showcase that to the Ministry of Health in order to bring them and to make their content available. So after that, we will start to capture the research output from the faculty. And so once we have all the digital content in, or most of the digital content in the repository, we will start back scanning documents. So at the University of Bamako, now it is the University of Science and Technology, we have more than 5,000 files of dissertation in pharmacy and medicine. So all these files are described in a database using CDS-ISIS, and it is searchable online. So from what we have in place, how are we going to proceed? So we are not going to retype or to submit again in Dspace. What we plan to do is to migrate the content from CDS-ISIS to Dspace with the full text. So the steps are here. So export from CDS-ISIS. So prepare the data for Dspace and import that in Dspace. So in the process of looking for tools, the record out of CDS-ISIS, so you find this called file analyzer who can convert Excel or CSV files from CSV to a format that can be ingested by Dspace. So that's what we did. We have few documents and we got them in our prototype. So we set up a prototype at this address in which we created some communities. So we use the standard Dspace submission workflow. So you go to Dspace, you identify yourself, you submit by inputting metadata and submitting the files. But at the same time also we take the content that we had in CDS-ISIS, we transform using file analyzer. So we ingest it using the command line tools to Dspace. So both the method works. So we have few contents in that place. So that's a screen capture of what we have, one of the records in our digital repository. So what can we say that we have like achievements? We have a collection of digital files, tests of dissertations. We have a prototype set up, and with that prototype we tested that we can migrate data from our old system to the new system. Okay. So we also initiate action for sustainability. Initially we wanted to, for this project, to have money to buy a virtual server from the cloud. But the question came up, so what are we going to do after the project? So we thought the better way is to find a solution right now. So we have a partner who is hosting many of our services. So we asked the dean to submit a request in order to get a hosting plan for free from that partner. Now the second thing is also the internet access. The internet access at the library was very poor. So from the last visit of Julia's in Mali to now, so we worked and pushed small by small. Now we have a better internet connection to the library. So we had a fiber optic connection hooked to the main university backbone. And also for the future, the library will give a room to the National Education and Research Network, Maliran, so where they will have their network operating center. The hope is that once they are there, we get access to their internet link, and also we have access to their e-infrastructure to host the digital repository. This is the action we take for this sustainability. The challenges is we still do not have a formal institutional policy in place. So when we discuss with the dean or with the vice chancellor, president of the university, they're really interested and they tell us go and do it. But we think we need to have something in place first to show them and to explain that the technical part is okay, but we also need the policy part. So the quality control is also like we discussed here yesterday. We don't have a procedure in place, but our conviction is that once it's approved by a test is approved by a committee, you should upload it. Once a document is published in a journal article, if it is free, you should upload it no matter what of the quality. It's not up to us to judge the quality. So the institutional infrastructure is very poor. So we have to rely on partners such as the one who is helping the malaria research project, and also to rely on initiatives such as Maliran. And the other challenge is now we know how to capture the output from the student. There is a procedure institutionalized. Each student, when he defends his thesis, he must submit a hard copy and a soft copy. But for the published articles from the faculty, there is no such a policy or procedure in place. That for us is a challenge for us. That is the end of my presentation. So my colleague from the Ministry of Health have a brief presentation. What we have done at the Ministry of Health is to identify what are the potential partners from the Ministry of Health that can participate, and what are the eligible content from the Ministry of Health. This will take 1 to 2 minutes, please.
Donc, comme je l'ai tantôt dit, nous avons des éléments au niveau du département de la santé. Parce que, à prime abord, nous avons démarché les autorités au niveau du ministère de la Santé.
Then what he's saying is that when you say the Ministry of Health, it is many substructure within the Ministry of Health. So we had contact with few of them.
Ok. Donc on a quand même fait un échantillon de quelques structures.
This is a sample of some of these departments within the ministry, directorates within the Ministry of Health.
Okay. Donc dans ces structures, il y a par exemple la Direction Générale de la Santé.
So what we call the Direction Générale means the General Directorate of Health.
La cellule de la planification et de la statistique.
The service in charge of planification and statistics within the Ministry of Health.
La Direction des finances et du matériel.
The one in charge of the financing within the Ministry of Health.
Le Centre de recherche et de documentation pour la survie de l'enfant.
There is a specialized research center for children.
La toute dernière chose, ça c'est l'Institut national de recherche en santé publique.
So the last one is our equivalent of the NIH, the National Institute of Research in Public Health.
Donc à prime abord, nous avons également choisi quand même des documents éligibles.
So within the Ministry of Health, which are the documents that can fit the ADHL?
Donc parmi ces documents, nous avons quand même énuméré quelques-uns.
This is few of them.
Donc, nous avons les annuaires statistiques de la santé.
This is the annual statistics. So the booklet with the annual statistics about the health system in Mali.
Nous avons également les rapports périodiques sur l'information sanitaire.
So periodic report from the Ministry of Health. So it can be trimestral or semestrial reports.
Nous avons également le rapport sur l'enquête décennale sur la santé.
With the additional strategic plan in the public health system.
Ok. Donc les différentes missions de l'OMS dans les districts sanitaires.
Okay. When WHO makes a provision within health district, the report they make.
Ensuite, nous avons le recueil des textes réglementaires.
Laws and regulations.
Le rapport également sur la maladie infantile.
The report on child health.
Et également les femmes en état de grossesse.
In the report about reproductive health and pregnant women.
Voilà.
So these are few of the documents he has identified within the Ministry of Health that can fit the scope of ADHL and can be brought in.
Voilà. Donc, nous sommes en train toujours de nous organiser pour encore convaincre vraiment le ministère de la Santé à nous accompagner dans ce travail.
So we are organizing ourselves to promote and outreach to the Ministry of Health to convince them to join the initiative.